flawed, but surprisingly worthwhile. I first became a fan of Star Trek in the late 1990s, so this sci-fi action movie was the first of the series I saw in theaters, a month after its December 2002 release. Still have the ticket stub. Unfortunately, not many others did, as Nemesis only earned $6 million more than its $60 million budget, making it the lowest grossing entry in the franchise. In fact, this box office disappointment all but sank the struggling series, until a completely overhauled reboot was produced in 2009. But more on that next week. When the Enterprise is baited into a Romulan civil war, they're shocked to discover a clone of Captain Picard is behind it all. From the dumb-looking backwards letters in the opening title until the 30-minute mark, there's no real conflict for our heroes. And when there is, it's because yet again the Enterprise is the closer ship in range. Are they seriously still using this tired excuse? Is it so hard to come up with a more convincing reason this particular crew were required for this particular mission? Like, I don't know, the dangerous Romulan you just assassinated the Senate also happens to be your long-lost clone, so we thought maybe you'd like first dibs on the assignment. Come on, it's easy. Picard is portrayed for the final time by Patrick Stewart, who, despite taking a salary cut to keep the budget under control, reportedly made as much money working on this film as he did during his entire 7-year run on the TV series. He's afforded some really meaty dialogue and introspective scenes in the PG-13 rated film, and as you'd expect, completely nails the performance. Something that was no doubt second nature to the seasoned actor by then. A yet unknown Tom Hardy is compelling as his evil and younger doppelganger. But if we're being fair, Picard's true nemesis was John Delancey's Q, who never did have the opportunity to appear in any of the films. Hardy, though, demonstrates an uncompromising desire for domination, a stark contrast to Stewart's refined and diplomatic portrayal, which is necessary as it raises interesting theories and ideas about the possibilities of life. Here we have the exact same person, whose vastly different histories and hardships molded them into completely separate individuals. To that end, Hardy remarks, "If you had lived my life and experienced the suffering of my people, you'd be standing where I am." It's a chilling and undeniably sound hypothesis. As a reasonably privileged white male who grew up in an affluent East Coast city, it made me wonder, what if I was raised in a third world country, or even just went to school in a state that wasn't ranked #1 in education? How much different would my life be? What combination of factors might cause me to turn to violence or crime? It's certainly a fascinating thought experiment worth exploring, but to attribute all of this academic merit to Star Trek Nemesis is probably giving the film too much credit, so let's move on. The rest of the TNG cast return as well. There's even a non-speaking cameo from Wil Wheaton and an expositional appearance from Voyager star Kate Mulgrew. But director Stuart Bard's lack of familiarity with the franchise is evident, as few players beside Picard or Data are given anything significant to do. In addition to U.S. Marshals and Executive Decision, both of which we've reviewed here on the show, this PG-13 rated adventure would be the third and final film for Bard, as he returned to a career in editing afterwards, which was probably for the best, as his editing resume is way more impressive. During the film's bigger moments and twists, there's undeniable shades of the Wrath of Khan here, but strictly speaking, the story remains mostly original, even if the thread involving Data's long-lost brother feels particularly familiar. A lengthy mid-act space battle that pits man against clone might honestly be the best in the series. It's a fast and ferocious mix of phaser volleys and exploding torpedoes.
We're being hailed, sir.
Deanna, stand by. Open a channel.
I hope you're still alive, Jean-Luc.
Oh yes, I am.
Don't you think it's time to surrender? Why should the rest of your crew have to die?
Shinzan, I don't think I ever told you about my first Academy evaluation. In particular, I was thought to be extremely overconfident.
Captain, as much as I enjoy listening to you talk, I really think...
On my mark, Deanna.
But an earlier, off-roading sequence is as silly as it is unnecessary. It's nothing but a thinly veiled excuse to shoehorn a car chase into a Trek film, a technique Paramount tried again for Star Trek Beyond with similarly eye-rolling results. Excluding the rejected score he'd create for the time travel film Timeless the following year, this picture would be the penultimate effort for famed composer Jerry Goldsmith. The use of high-pitched strings throughout the tense conversations seemed more befitting a contained horror film than a true space opera, but when the moment calls for it and the classic Star Trek theme swells to full volume, there's really nothing else like it. For example, the 116-minute film is capped off with a finite, yet optimistic emotional epilogue, as the opening drum beats of the theme steadily grow faster and louder. Chronologically speaking, this is the last substantive look fans ever got into the universe Gene Roddenberry created all those years ago. And since the upcoming Star Trek Discovery show is yet another prequel, this distinction is likely to remain for the foreseeable future. So for that reason, and perhaps that reason only, fans will want to check this picture out. At least once anyway. Now let's see what you had to say about the 10th Trek film. Once it gets going, Star Trek Nemesis has excellent action, but remains decidedly unambitious. We both thought it was a good movie. That does it for this individual excerpt, but if you'd like to watch full episodes of Movie Night and submit your own reviews to be included on the show, please visit the Jogwheel YouTube channel. My name is Jonathan Paula, thanks for watching, and have a good movie night.